It's no secret that the WNBA has been struggling to maintain its momentum in the playoffs after Caitlin Clark's exit from the league, and the recent numbers reflect just how big of an impact she had. The Indiana Fever's elimination not only knocked out a playoff contender, but it also marked a turning point in viewership, sending ratings into a sharp decline. Let's put it into context. In the first round, the game between the Connecticut Sun and the Indiana Fever drew a record-breaking 1.9 million viewers, making it the most-watched WNBA playoff game in history. Fans were eager to see Caitlin Clark, whose electrifying play and deep three-pointers had become must-watch TV. But once Clark and the Fever were out of the picture, the numbers plummeted. By the time the Las Vegas Aces met the New York Liberty in the semifinals to powerhouse teams, that should have been a massive draw, viewership dropped by 50% to just 950,000. The empty seats in the arena mirrored the declining interest, and it was clear, without Caitlin Clark, the WNBA was struggling to hold onto its audience. A lot of the buzz around this has come from inside the league as well. One of the WNBA's biggest stars, A'ja Wilson, has been vocal about the dip in attention. Wilson, who has been outspoken about the challenges the league faces, including addressing issues of race and privilege, previously criticized Clark for benefiting from white privilege in media attention. However, with ratings now in free fall, the conversation has shifted. This isn't just about privilege, this is about performance. Clark's undeniable skills and ability to draw in fans, not just with her stats, but with her dynamic, high-energy style of play, were driving the WNBA's rise in viewership. Clark's departure has made it clear just how vital her presence was. She was more than just a star player, she was the player who brought in excitement, filled arenas, and kept fans glued to their screens. The contrast is stark. Games that should have been the most anticipated events of the playoffs are struggling to hold even half of the audience they had with Clark on the court. So, what exactly went wrong here? One of the major issues has been the WNBA's failure to protect its biggest asset. Clark, who was often targeted with aggressive, physical play, was left vulnerable. There were several moments throughout the season where she was on the receiving end of rough, borderline dangerous plays, and yet the league turned a blind eye. Without stepping in to protect their star player, they let the situation spiral, and now they're seeing the consequences. Clark's exit has not only hurt the Fever, but has drastically impacted the league's ability to keep its fan base engaged through the playoffs. And the decline in viewership comes at a time when the WNBA needs eyes on it the most. The semifinals matchups between the Aces and Liberty, two teams filled with elite talent, should have been marquee events, but instead, they struggled to draw even a fraction of Clark's audience. Luckily, the WNBA hit a huge milestone. The finals game 1 drew over 1 million viewers as Minnesota Lynx and the New York Liberty go head-to-head. The game, to which tipped off at 3 p.m. ET Sunday against NFL programming, also has averaged 1.3 per million viewers. As the finals game 3 approaches, will it keep the hype going and break 1 million views again? Of course, Caitlin Clark has been one of the biggest stars bringing new eyes to women's basketball. This hasn't been the norm for the WNBA. In recent years, finals viewership was struggling to say the least. The WNBA is having its biggest season yet in terms of viewership, all thanks to Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark sure gave the league a massive boost. As the WNBA heads toward the finals, all eyes are on what comes next. But one thing's for sure, the league has some major lessons to learn about how to protect its stars and build sustained interest beyond just one player. Investing in player safety, elevating all of its stars, and creating more compelling narratives around matchups will be key to keeping fans engaged in the long run. What do you think? Can WNBA create long-lasting excitement without depending on one star? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more updates on Caitlin Clark and all things WNBA.